Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is Fundamental Unit of Life in Cell. As you people are knowing that each and every living organism is having a basic unit known as your cell. On the basis of different shape and size, the cell may be classified into two, that is basically on the basis of number. The single cell organism is known as your unicellular organism, and when we talk about the cell present more than one in number, that will be known as your multicellular organism. Just like us, we are having a specific organ for specific function. Then children, 1665, Robert Hooke gave the word cell by the compartment. Just like you can see the cork is there. Okay, cork is there means, as you can see here, likewise hexagonal structure will be there. You have, I think so, you people had seen about the honeybees hives. Okay, so in that likewise hexagonal structure is there. So this structure, that is this complete structure, will be known as your cell, that is single cell. This complete compartment is known as your cell. I hope everybody had understood that Robert Brown, how he had discovered about the cell. The next children, what he had told, he said that on the basis of different functions and arrangements, they may be vary. Okay, here one experiment is given. If it is possible in future, that is this session or the next session, I will show you the slide of a typical cell of the leaf. Any of the leaf you can take, children, but for this particular preparation of the slide you need the microscope, so that's why you can't prepare the slide at your home. What you have to do, you have to take the thin layer of that particular leaf cells. After that we will put some stain, and after putting some stain we will put one cover slip over the slide, and after that we will observe under the microscope. You will found that this type of cork cells are there. So as you can see in this cork cell, how the compartment had been formed, these porous pores are known as your compartment, and each compartment is considered as your cell. So this cell may be of multicellular in nature. It is also known as your cork. Then children, same thing, when we talk about the leaf, as you people are knowing that the process of photosynthesis is going to be carried out by the green leaves, and by the help of chlorophyll they used to prepare that particular that photosynthesis process. So here you can see the presence of stomata also will be visible. As you can see here, the stomata, this particular structure, that is the bean shaped structure, inside the center there will be that guard cells will be the protective cells, and the stomata will be at the center, and this flower like structure is known as your subsidiary cells, which will provide the nourishment to the stomata for the growth purpose. Here also children, the same process will be there. We will take the portion of the leaf which consists of the stomata. After that, that stomata is going to be stained, and after staining it will be kept for certain time duration, so that the stain is going to be observed by the leaf cells. Then again we will do the washing of that particular stain. Then we will put one cover slip. After putting the cover slip, we will observe under the microscope. So you will find this type of structure in that particular leaf. In the same manner children, you can do the chick's cell also. As you people are knowing, we are having the chick. Inside the chick we will have the chick cells. So by scratching with the help of your that particular slide only, you can do directly, and here we can use the stain. It may be saffron or methylene blue, and or the blue ink, so the cell will be clearly visible. Okay children, if possible then in future I will show you this all slides. Then children, as you can see here, these are the different types of cells. The first cell is the nerve cell. Children, this diagram you have to draw in your copy. I will give you the detailed diagram of this nerve cells, but you have to draw this diagram. Okay, very important this diagram is. Then children, next one, your muscle cells. In your body these cells are present, that will be striated and smooth. And the cardiac muscles, as you people are knowing, this cardiac muscles is present only in the heart, because it never stop functioning. Always it will be function okay, in a rapid manner. Then children, bone cell is there, then reproductive cells are there, blood cells. Next class, that is in class 10th, you will learn about the blood cells, RBC, WBC, platelets, and already in your junior classes you had studied along with its function. Then cells of the glands, different glands are present in our body, and as per that we are having different functions. The children, studying of the cells or the typical cells, here what it is given, as you can see, the comparative study of both plants and animal cells, because both are multicellular organism, but one is capable to produce its own food and another one depends on the other organism for their food purpose. We will see the diagram. As you can see in your left hand side, the diagram of typical plant cell is given, in right hand side the diagram of animal cell is given. When we talk about the plant cells, at the center you can see a large, bigger size of vacuole is present. As compared to the animal cells, the plant vacuole is bigger in size. Then after that, Golgi body will be there, that is present in both the case. Then cytoplasm is present where? Here, in case of your that particular plant as well as in animals, because cyto means cell and plasm means fluid. So whatever the living cells will be there, within the cell we will have certain fluid. Then mitochondria will be there. This mitochondria is known as your powerhouse of the cells, because it is capable to generate the energy. Okay, so energy is needed by both plants and animals for their normal survival purpose. Okay children, then next one is your particular nucleus. Nucleus is responsible for the passing of the character, that is genetic character, from one trait to another trait, that is from parents to offspring, then offspring to again next generation, and so on. That process will be carried out. Then children, endoplasmic reticulum is there. This endoplasmic reticulum, as in animal case, it produces two types of proteins, that is smooth ER and rough ER, that is ribosomes are going to be produced by that. Then plastid will be present only in plant cells, but it will be absent in animal cells, because of that only the chloroplast is going to be utilize the sunlight for the production of your starch and other process. Okay children, cell membrane will present in both the cases, and cell wall. Cell wall is the outer hard covering which will be present only in the plant cells, and it too will be made up of your cellulose. Okay children, I hope everybody had understood the difference. Okay, and one more thing is there children, lysosome. Lysosome is responsible for the engulfment of the toxic material, that is what all material is going to be entered, that foreign one, that will be engulfed by your lysosome. I hope everybody had understood the difference between the plant and animal cell. Children, this two diagram also you have to draw in your copy, very important one. Then here within one table it is given that within just a period of 200 years, so many microscopes had been prepared, and they had been ranging 10 to 5 lakhs times from the actual size. Means very tiny objects can be visible by that microscope, which we can't see by our naked eyes. Okay children, so this microscope plays very important role, and it will be responsible for the recognition of the shape and size of the cell. Then next one children, it is not essential that all the plants of the cells will be present in both plants and animals. Some difference are there, and that difference just now I had told you. What is the basic difference? Plastid is present in plant cell, cell wall is present in plant cell, vacuole size is bigger as compared to the animal cell. These are certain difference both in plant and animal cells. Then children, organization of the cell. What is organization of cell? As you people are knowing, when we talk about the unicellular cell, a single cell can perform all the vital activities. But when we talk about the multicellular cell, each and every part of the cell will be responsible for various functions. Suppose you take the example of the mouth. Mouth will be responsible for the engulfing of the food. And when we talk about the stomach, it will be responsible for the digestion purpose. When we talk about the lungs, that will be responsible for the respiration purpose, and so on. Okay children,